Hi guys, Casper MMA here, and today we're back with another PFL predictions video on the channel. Today giving my predictions for PFL 2025 World Tournament semi-finals, Jackson versus Gene. Now, I've not really made too many videos on this PFL World Tournament. I made the one on the last Jackson card. I can't remember who's fighting, some Russian guy I think, but I was just not being confident on these picks. Now, I don't watch too much PFL, but I'm back with this card today, and I'm looking forward to giving my predictions for it. But before I do jump into the video today, make sure you guys are new around here and you enjoy this type of content, you go down below and hit the subscribe button. It's free and it's much appreciated. So on this card, we have a total of 11 fights, and we kick things off with the first prelim of Magomed Umalatov versus Anthony Ivy. Now, this fight was meant to be Umalatov versus Koreshkov, I think, but like Koreshkov had to withdraw, and now Anthony Ivy has stepped in. But obviously, Umalatov, 17-1 Russian man. He's pretty good. Obviously, he's lost his last fight. He was 17-0, but lost to another undefeated Russian man in Musayev. Lost to KO in round 3. But he's had a few cancelled bouts between now. But he's fighting Anthony Ivy now, who is a 15-7 American man. 2 years older, 35 years old. On a decent winning streak at the minute. One win in the PFL in his in one of the playoffs. He got a round 2 rear naked choke, and he's got a lot of finishes in a row. I mean, he's had, I think, like 7 or 8 fights in a row, all finishes. I mean, he's looking pretty good. I mean, he had a pretty bad run for a while, even in UFC and like Fury FC, but he's doing pretty decent now. But I don't think he's good enough to beat Umalatov in this fight, and I reckon Umalatov is going to get the KO. And now moving up the card to Adjoudj versus Yevs Landu. Now, that was a mouthful of a word. I don't know how you say this guy's name. Adjoudj or something. No, too many J's and weird letters in there. No idea. But he's a Frenchman, 9-1 in MMA, 26 years of age. He's decent. I mean, he's 6-1 in Bellator, 1-0 in PFL. Won on the last year's championships by guillotine to Jose Perez. He looks decent. I mean, he's got a few finishes in there in Bellator. He's got quite a few decisions as well. He's a pretty decent fighter. On the other hand, we have Yves Landu. He's 21-9. Another Frenchman, so 2 Frenchmen against each other. He's a lot older, 38 years old, so that's 12 years older. A lot more experience though. A lot more fights. He's on a 4-fight win streak, I think. A 5-fight win streak at the minute in Bellator. Most wins come by decision. Last 2 come by split decision wins. He has been KO'd a few times in the last couple of years, but he looks a decent fighter. Both these guys, not too bad. But I'm going to be backing the younger man to get this job done. I reckon, you know, he's 12 years younger. 38 is getting on a bit for Landu, and I reckon Adjoudj is just a better fighter, so I'm going to go with Adjoudj to get the win by decision. And now we move the card to Jason Danner versus Nathan Gilmore. Now, Jason Danner, 2-0 American, 29 years of age. It's not many fights. He's only had 2 fights, and both won both his fight. What am I even talking about? He's won both his fights in round 1 by KO. He looks pretty decent. Decent amateur record as well. A lot of wins by finish. I mean, he's a dangerous man. He looks decent. His opponent, is Nathan Gilmore, 4-5 American man. Not a great record, to be fair. 32 years of age. He's on a 3-fight win streak at the minute, to be fair. 2 wins in a row by KO. He did lose his first 4 fights in a row to start his career off. That's why his record is that bad. But he's not been fighting great opponents. Like, his last 2 opponents have been 0-4 and 1-5. So that's all you really need to know. I mean, all of his wins are basically against people with a terrible record. So I'm going to back Jason Danner to get this job done, and I reckon he gets another KO. And now we move the card again to Alexei Pergande versus Mike Bardsley. Now, Pergande is 5-0 American man, only 24 years of age as well, so quite young. He's got 5 wins in a row in PFL. A couple wins by submission there, 3 wins by decision as well. So he looks decent. Got a decent amateur record as well. All finishes. Not much to say about him. He's pretty good. Can't deny him there. Mike Bardsley on the other hand, 5-1, similar record, only 1 loss, and that came by KO in the PFL regular season back in 2023. But he's bounced back with 2 wins in a row and a different promotion, NFC. Not for the best of opponents really, but he's got a few wins by submission, 1 win by KO as well in his career. So he looks decent, but I don't think he's really going to be as good as Pergande is. I mean, Pergande showed he's a pretty decent fighter, so I'm going to back Pergande to get the decision. And now moving up the card to Mohamed Berkhamov versus Kenley St. Louis. Now, Berkhamov, I remember I picked him to win in his last fight. He did not. I for some reason doubted Fad Gene I just thought, the Russian man in Berkhamov would have got the job done. He didn't. He got KO'd in round 1, which was not great. But that's something he's not a bad fighter, to be fair. He's got some decent wins in his record in like Bellator and PFL. He's only had like 1 fight in PFL, to be fair, against Ray Cooper III. But I still think he's decent. He's got a lot of wins by submission, a few wins by decision and KO as well. Kenley St. Louis, on the other hand, is 34 years of age, 10-4 American man. He's on a very good run at the minute. Last loss was to Borics, who's in the UFC now, but that was on a different Titan FC back in 2021. But since then, he's literally unbeaten in a row. He's got like fucking 7 or 8 fights in a row, like mostly finishes as well, a couple of decisions in there as well. He was in the PFL for a little bit in 2023, got some wins there. So he is a good fighter, but I'm not going to be picking him today. I'm going to back Berkhamov again. It might bounce back in my face like last time, but I'm going to back him again to get this job done. I reckon he's just going to be the better fighter. I mean, he might not beat after he's just been KO'd, but I reckon he can get the job done here, and I reckon Berkhamov gets this decision. And now we move up to Joseph Luciano versus Sarek Shields. Now, Luciano, is that Australia? Yeah, Australia. Australian, 10-3. He's all right. I mean, he lost his last fight to Logan Storley in the last round of the World Tournament by decision. But he had a win over Stephen Hill in Bellator before that. Got a few wins by submission. In his career, 7 wins out of his 10. So he's decent, but not had like the best wins in his career. I mean, he's lost to like some UFC level opponents before and stuff. So he's not the worst fighter, not the best. Sarek Shields, on the other hand, 6-2, American man. He's coming off a win in his last fight by submission. I mean, he's also got quite a few wins by submission in his career. Has been KO'd by Adjoudj in the LFA, also lost to Leva in the LFA as well by KO. So he's been KO'd a few times, but he looks decent to fight as well. Both of these guys, it's not the most highest level fight in the world. I could honestly see either of them winning a decision here, but I'm going to back Luciano to get this one done. And now we move up the card to Jeremy Kennedy versus Adam Borics. Now, Jeremy Kennedy, Canadian man, 19-6, 32 years old. He's a decent fighter, to be fair. Not on a good run at the minute. Has lost 3 in a row. Lost to Pitbull, Braga, and then lost in the World Tournament to Khaybulaev, or whatever his name was. It's hard, but it was a split decision, to be fair to him. But on his record, he does have some decent wins. Obviously, Aaron Pico. He was in the UFC for a bit. I think he didn't do too bad. He was 3-1 in the UFC, and he's only lost coming to Alexander Volkanovski, so that's not too bad if you ask me. Obviously fought Adam Borics back in 2021, lost by decision. Adam Borics is the Hungarian man, 19-3, 31 years old. Just lost in the last World Tournament card to Jesus Pinedo. I mean, I was honestly thinking about picking Borics to win that, but I was thinking you can't deny Pinedo. He's so good. Round 1 KO there. I mean, he's got so many KOs, that guy. But yeah, obviously Borics is pretty good. Also lost to Pitbull, but he's got some decent wins in Bellator, obviously including Kennedy in there. So and he's also got a win over Pico as well, but a long time ago. So this fight is probably going to be a decision here. I feel like it's going to go the same way as the first fight did, and I reckon Borics get the decision. And now we move up the card to Movliv Khaybulaev versus Tae-Kyun Kim. Now, Khaybulaev is probably like the hardest name I've ever had to say. A Russian man, 22-0. I mean, he's pretty good, 34 years old. Obviously beat Jeremy Kennedy by split decision, who we just talked about, but he's just got a lot of wins, hasn't he? Like he's got like a no contest in his career and a draw. But wait, how many draws has he got? He's got 1 or 2, yeah. It's just one of them. There seems to be a load of like random undefeated like Russians in the PFL, just like 18 wins and stuff. So he's pretty good. I've got to say that he's decent. Tae-Kyun Kim on the other hand, he's 11-1. He's also a very good fighter. 31 years old. Got a win over Nathan Kelly in his last fight by round 1 submission, which is quite impressive. I mean, he has got quite a few finishes on his record. 4 wins by submission, 3 wins by KO. He is good, but he's not going to be good enough to beat Khaybulaev in this fight, and I reckon Khaybulaev gets the decision. And now we move up to Logan Storley versus Masayuki Kikuiri. Now I've probably butchered that name. Japanese man, Kikuiri. Kikuiri, oh, God knows what I'm saying, man. Masayuki, 11-2 record and one draw in there, 29 years old. Got a win over Giannis Bachar in the last World Tournament card by retirement in round number 2. Pretty impressive performance there. He's decent. I mean, he's obviously got quite a few KOs, 8 wins by KO, 3 wins by decision. He's very good. He hasn't lost since 2020. He's been like a 5-fight winning streak. His opponent, Logan Storley, obviously very good fighter as well, 17-3 record, 32 years old, 10 wins and 2 losses in total in Bellator. A couple wins as well in PFL recently. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. Last loss was to Masayuki, who's an undefeated Russian guy, lost by KO there. But he has got some good wins on his career. Obviously, won a belt against Michael Page by a split decision, and yeah, he's a decent fighter. So I reckon Logan Storley is going to win this one. I just think he's just got more high-level experience than Kikuiri, and I reckon Logan Storley wins by decision. And now we move the card to the co-main event: Jesus Pinedo versus Gabriel Braga. Now, a very interesting fight here. Obviously, I think this is the 3rd time they're fighting. They're completing the trilogy here. Obviously, Pinedo is just very good. I mean, out of 24-6 in total, he is 28 years old. Out of 24 wins, he got 15 wins by KO. I mean, how many of them are in round 1? Probably quite a lot. He's a very dangerous man. I mean, saw that in his last fight against Borics. Just came out and blitzed him in round number 1. And obviously got a win over Gabriel Braga in round number 3 by KO. I think he took his first O or something for Braga, which is impressive. Did lose by split decision in their first fight, which back in 2023 by split decision. So, I mean, there's 1 win, 1 loss in this series so far for both of them. But Pinedo is very good. I mean, he's got some very good wins in his career in PFL and that. So he's a very good fighter. On the other hand, Gabriel Braga is also a very good fighter, 16-2 in total. 1 loss coming to Pinedo back in 2023, and then 1 loss coming by split decision to Kikuiri, who was an undefeated Russian there, 17-0 or something like that. But he has some good wins. Obviously a very dangerous man as well. 7 wins by KO, 8 wins by decision. And yeah, both these guys just very good. I can honestly see this going either way. I mean, I can either see it going Pinedo wins by KO again. I can see that happening. Or Braga wins by decision again. That's the 2 options we've got here. I definitely think one of them's going to happen. And I reckon I'm going to back Braga here. I mean, it could go either way, honestly. I just feel like Braga, he looked good in his last fight. I mean, I do think he is a good fighter, and I reckon he's going to take this all the way, and I reckon Braga wins by decision. And now we move up to the main event: Jason Jackson versus Adjoudj. Now, Jason Jackson, the Jamaican man, 19-5, 34 years of age. Very impressive performance in his last fight. Got the submission over Koreshkov. I predicted him to win. I didn't think he'd get the submission there. I thought he'd get maybe the decision. I'm not sure what I picked, but he's very good. Obviously, his only recent loss was to some guy's name I'm not even going to pronounce, Magomedov in Bellator by decision. But apart from that, he's a lot of wins. I mean, 8-2 in Bellator, 2-0 in PFL. Lost on the Contender Series once back in 2017. But since then, he's a pretty good fighter. I mean, can't deny Jason Jackson there. Adjoudj, on the other hand, 9-0. American man, but I think he's from Haiti or something. I'm not sure topology what he's saying. But what can you say? I mean, I doubted him in his last fight for some reason. I just thought he didn't have the experience and stuff that Berkhamov had, but he proved me wrong there. He got the round 1 KO, and he's a very dangerous guy. I mean, he's got 5 wins by KO, 3 wins by decision. He's a good fighter. I could definitely see him winning this fight here. I mean, he got the KO in the last fight. Could he get a KO here? Probably, but I'm gonna doubt him again. I'm gonna back Jackson here. I mean, Jackson, I just feel like he's really good. He's got that high level experience where Adjoudj doesn't. I mean, he's only had 9 fights. Jackson's had so many more, like 26 or something. So I reckon I'm going to back Jackson to get the decision. So there are my predictions for the PFL World Tournament semi-finals. Let me know if you guys disagree or agree with me down in the comments. And that's all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.